tell you to. We need to meet.
Okay, let's meet at the studio.
Okay, I'll be there in 5.
My name's Priscilla De La Torre,
And my name is Jordan Hemp,
and you're listening to Off the Market Confessions,
where we talk about real stories, real estate, and real life.
Hey everybody, we are back on Off the Market Confessions, and today I have a special guest. You'll see that our dear Priscilla is not here with us today. She is taking her hard-earned week off where she traveled to Salt Lake City. So we will see Priscilla back next week, but in her place, we have one of my bestest friends ever, Sarah Mosier. Sarah has been a realtor for a bit longer than me. And so today we wanted to have her on and play Would You Rather and talk about a little bit how we both got into real estate and how we became such good friends. If you know Priscilla or you know me, you know that Sarah is like our third musketeers. We are feeling very lucky to have you. And I know Priscilla is going to miss having you with us.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. I miss Priscilla as well. I hope she's having a fabulous time on vacation.
Let's see. How long have you been in real estate? When did you start?
I started in real estate in 2014 as a receptionist at the original John L. Scott. And Rick Fabric was my mentor there, and he hired me, took a chance on me. I really appreciated it. I kind of see him as like my father of real estate.
So you started as a receptionist. How long were you a receptionist for?
I was a receptionist for about 4 years, and then I got licensed in 2018. And Joanne Milton would come into John L. Scott, whether it was to pick up keys for property she closed on there, and I always had a good rapport with her. She found out I got licensed, and I'm a more hands-on learner, and she asked me to join her team as her buyer's agent. So in 2018, I came over to Keller Williams.
Nice. And do you have any regrets?
I do not. I regret that I didn't choose to do it sooner, actually.
That is great. That is so good. Do you love Keller Williams?
I do. I feel like I've established a good family here, people who truly care about how I'm doing, how my business is going, if I need any help with anything. Just a great community of people.
So when Keller Williams opened in 2017, they were on the other side of our building. Were you at that side?
Yes,
before
I was. I was over.
And the bullpen?
I was in the bullpen, just thrown into the bullpen.
Was it you, like
It was me,
Adam, Antonio, Cortez? There's Corey in there too.
Corey Burke came along to be Lynette's buyer's agent.
Yeah.
So we kind of joined forces, and
some OGs right there.
Yeah, it was nice. It was a lot of being thrown to the wolves, a lot of hands-on learning.
Yeah.
And I made some mistakes, my first year, but you learn from them and get better as you go.
I do miss having Antonio in the office. He was a lot of fun.
He was always
I haven't
so
heard
nice
from him in a while.
around.
I don't think he's in real estate anymore, but he was a fun guy.
He is. He still is.
He
I
is?
saw him. Yeah, I saw him come up with a listing recently.
Oh my
He
gosh.
sure is.
He needs to make his way back
Yeah, I
here.
think he has a side hustle as well, but I mean, he was just always after it, very polite, humble, great person.
Isn't that funny how the people have changed so much since you got in? Because I started, so you guys must have moved over here in 2018 because in 2019 is when I started.
Yeah, we weren't over there for very long. We were not over there for very long. And then we moved over here, and I got to get into an office with Joanne, and that was great,
Yeah.
because, I'm a talker, and I was getting too distracted in that bullpen arena.
She probably really straightened you out.
She did.
Yeah.
She's a straight
She
arrow.
was a really good realtor, that's
She
for
sure
sure.
did. I learned a lot of great things from her. I'm really privileged to have had that time with her.
Yeah. So I started in 2019 at our front desk doing reception work and some training with our agents. And that's how I got to know Sarah. Sarah was like the one who's kind of flying by the seat of her pants. Just and then
maybe a double.
You'd come up to the front desk and always chat with me and maybe give me a hard time, which is still what you do. It's still what you do every day. Yeah. But gosh, when do you feel like you and I became close friends?
When you kind of started branching out away from the front desk. But
okay, that's for sure. It was when I got licensed. I'm trying to remember because, I feel like by the time you and I took our first trip to Vegas, we were already pretty close.
Right. I remember we did a RPAC. It was like a roaring.
Oh yes,
we hope
that was probably one of the first ones.
Really fun.
And that was that. I think that was after COVID. I think that was like 2021. Yeah. So, wow.
I remember you were stepping into the role of stepping away from the front desk. And Ryan Beckett kind of took you under his
Yeah,
wing.
that was probably in 2021. I mean, I stepped away in 2020, but then got licensed, but everything was shut down. So it was like kind of like a year
I
without.
remember that. Yeah, you had a
people.
heck of a time, if I recall, getting in to do your test.
Yes.
Yeah, to
Took
take
months.
Yeah.
Months and months of waiting because of the
Mhm.
shutdown. Oh, yeah, but
Did you pass your real estate test the first time?
yeah,
You did?
because I studied all my courses twice before I even got to take the test once. But yeah, let's see, I think it was that Roaring 20s when you and I first got to like really become good friends. And then it was, I think, 2023 when we took our first trip to Vegas and we stayed together. And
Yeah, that was so fun.
that
It was
was,
like
I
a
think
good-
that was the thing that like really confirmed our
Oh.
friendship.
Priscilla and I, that was
It
great.
definitely was when I became good friends with
Mhm.
Priscilla.
You got to see how
that
afraid
was
of
for sure.
flying I am.
Yes. Yes.
Petrified.
It was a good time. And there was a lot of drinking, but we learned a lot.
And we sure did. We
was a
were
great
we
time.
got up, we still made it to those trainings. That's what matters. Even if we were in the best of shape the next day, but we were there.
It was
I
rough,
remember the
but-
bad salad that somebody ate, and it really wasn't bad salad. It was alcohol poisoning, but we could blame it on the salad.
I feel like if you don't come home from Vegas tired, then you didn't do it right. And we
You're
were
right.
exhausted. So
We were. We had a great time.
yes. Okay. Have you had any like funny stories or things, just absurd listing stories or buyer stories, horror stories? Because this is Off the Market Confessions. So do any come to mind that you can think of that are funny?
I already know the answer to that.
Yes.
Very
Like
well.
every other
Because I'll
transaction.
call Jordan and be like, hey, this is what's happening. What do I do? And sometimes you got to take a couple steps back and some breaths and just realize
Yeah.
that this
Yeah.
too shall pass. And we're in a profession where it's a very people-oriented profession, and
Yes.
there's highs and lows, and I've experienced some of those myself in my own personal life. So
Yeah.
I'm very attuned that things don't always go the way they should, and there's so many things that you and I handle behind the scenes. Same goes for Priscilla, like no one ever will even know about,
Mhm.
because we took care of business for our clients and we did the best that we could. And sometimes there's crazy things that happen, like neighbors that interject and, kill deals because they have nothing better to do with their time.
Yes.
Or maybe they had some hostility built up,
For example, one thing that Sarah just experienced was I put a listing on the market and Sarah did an open house for me, and it had some acreage. The house was a little dated. It was an estate. The owner passed away. But the neighbors came into the open house, and obviously Sarah only knows what I gave her to share about the listing and what's in the listing. But the neighbors came in and were like picking it apart and telling her like, what were they saying? It wasn't worth it.
Oh,
and it has all these problems. They need more disclosures, blah, blah, blah. And actually, most of what they were saying was not true at all.
True. And that was
They're
because the open
completely
house.
speculating. Yeah.
It was a lot of speculation, but I steer them in the direction of, do you know that to be accurate and true firsthand?
Yeah.
And then I reminded them that this is an estate, which means that the seller,
There's no disclosures.
there's no disclosure, there's no seller disclosure.
Because the owners died. So there is
Yes,
no
that's
seller
right.
to
Yeah.
technically disclose anything.
And that makes valid sense to most people, can wrap their head around that. But
Mhm.
also, you can kind of tell when somebody's there at an open house to stink it up.
Yeah.
Maybe they have vested interest in the property, which is what I honed in on in the beginning with this group, because it was quite a few family members. And I gathered that they were neighbors. And I do a lot of open houses. It's kind of how I built my business. I enjoy doing them for a variety of reasons. I like to talk to people. I like to kind of gauge the market. But I see some of the same people through my open houses. And I notice that there's a lot of neighbors that show up at open houses. And they're just there to look around. We call them looky-loos, and that might not be the most polite thing to say about them, but
That's what they are.
sometimes they come in and they're just excited to be inside the house. They've never seen it before themselves. Other times they come in because They want to buy the house.
Yeah, the looking is come to the open houses and they don't have anything good to say. And it's funny to me because I feel like a neighbor should come in and like want to talk the place up to have good
Absolutely.
neighbors. But I think that these particular neighbors
Mhm.
came in because they wanted to buy it for like half of the market value. And they had offered the seller. I talked to the seller about this after the fact. The seller said that they had offered to buy it for cash. But like a discounted cash price. And she never knew how much that was. But then when they actually listed it for like this high price, which is market value,
Right.
they didn't show up. We had multiple offers. Yeah. So
Right.
within a couple days. So obviously they were just
Yeah.
trying to like see if they could, like, I don't know, take advantage of the fact that the seller died and get it for cheap. So
Yeah, they seem to know the seller really well. They were even telling me like the name of the seller's mama, Snickers and
I
whatnot.
didn't know that.
And they were also saying like all of the things that were wrong with the property and how 2 offers fell apart on it. And I don't know if that's factual or
One
not.
did. One did
Yeah.
before, but they tried to sell it for sell by owner and they didn't have a proper contract written by a real estate professional. And so those buyers walked away and it all fell apart. And that's when they called me. They're like, we need a real estate professional to take it over.
Absolutely.
So that's how I
And
got it.
here we are.
Yeah.
Just
And they got multiple offers over the list price. So they are walking away on top of what they would have gotten if that one had seen its way through.
absolutely.
So
And it was
it's a win-win
well-funded
for
open
everybody.
house too, Jordan.
Yes.
It
And we
was
did a
good.
great job marketing it and everything. So it was a win for them. And that's just a perfect example of why I use a realtor. And I was hoping that in the end, you would at least get a lead out of it or maybe potentially even sell it. But I don't know. Did you get any good contacts or anybody out
No,
of it?
not necessarily. I had donuts. I was there from 10 to noon. It was
You win some, you lose some.
yeah, it was a nice group. And then it's kind of neat to see when a buyer is very interested in a property, they'll send their family members through an open house to kind of check it out. So there was a couple. I think her niece or something was interested in the property.
Yeah.
So she had her aunt and uncle come through.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's always nice too when somebody comes through an
They
open
were one that
house.
made an offer.
Right. And they
They
say,
didn't get it though.
oh, shoot. Well, when they say, hey, I'm here and this is why,
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Yeah. Open houses are a beast of their own. They can be really fun, but they can be really, really crazy too. I've shared a story on here once before with Priscilla that I had some people that like I thought were going to try to steal jewelry at an open house. I wasn't for sure. And it turns out in the end, they didn't, but it might be because I caught them before they could. So I don't know. It was very weird, but
Wow.
it was the one that had in a gated community up off of 93rd Ave, like way up the huge house. It was my biggest listing I ever had. It was
But
huge.
also, it's like I was told like if you have a house that's like a lot of square footage or is like really large, you should have like 2
Multiple
people
people.
there
Yes.
or a realtor and a lender.
Yes. Absolutely. I needed that time. So anyways, we have some fun questions here to play Would You Rather Real Estate Edition. I got this idea from the Scary Movie 6 trailer. If you haven't seen it, Scary Movie 6 looks like it's going to be so funny, kind of unhinged. And so they have a podcast trailer. And I thought it was a little funny because I felt actually a little bit attacked. But I thought, you know what? Let's play Would You Rather because that's what they played on there. And I think we can have a lot of fun with it. So why don't we go back and forth asking questions? So you
Let's do it.
don't need to start.
Go for it, Jordan.
Would you rather host an open house with no visitors or with one visitor who never stops talking?
Well, I can sure talk as much as anybody else.
I think you would find
know.
it, you would be like,
I
take it
wouldn't
as
know
a
it's the person
challenge.
who never stops talking.
And then the two of you
Accept
just
it.
sit there forever and ever,
Yeah.
just talking. And then you call me after
It
the
would-
open house and say, Jordan, there was one guest that just never stopped talking.
And you were gonna be like, was it you?
Yeah. Probably got yourself into that one
Yeah,
to
no,
begin
that's
with.
fine. Just like with open-ended questions. I can talk to you about anybody. That's part of why I really
Yeah,
like this
that's
job.
why you're good at this. Yes, that's
Well, thank you.
very good. Yeah. Okay, you got one?
Yep, I got one for you. Would you rather cold call expired listings for 8 hours or door knock in the pouring rain, Jordan?
I hate the rain, so I would door knock for or not door knock. No, I would cold call expired listings for 8 hours. I
8
would.
solid hours of cold.
Well, if I could break it up, I got it
Yeah.
across a few days, I would do it.
Fair.
If I had to, I would, but I hate the rain.
There's no saying
No,
in
don't
real
ask me.
estate, how many no's can you get in a day? Because
Oh,
we are told no quite often, but we just keep
make it a
keep going.
competition then. Yeah.
Yeah.
How many no's can I get? So that way when you get a yes, you're like, damn, I wanted to get another no.
I love it.
Awesome. Would you rather lose your lockbox code or your phone battery during showings?
Oh, my phone's like always about to die, so I would lockbox code probably.
Living on the edge, huh?
Living on the edge.
I figure, you know what? If your lockbox code doesn't work or your phone battery dies, you're not going to get the door open either way.
Exactly.
So you might as well just walk around the
Yeah.
outside. But I feel like if I could get into the house, like it would be hard to lose my phone battery because, yeah, you can't open the lockbox without it. But I also have the listing pulled up every time on my phone. And
Yeah.
I
Do you-
refer to that a lot.
For sure. One time during COVID, I left my phone asleep, locked the door, so my phone was in
In
the
the
house with the key, and it was locked, and I had to my buyers were like, "Who's this?"
You
whack?"
locked yourself out.
Yeah, and then I had to use my client's phone to call the agent. I think it was Kate Sedano.
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
hey, my phone, Kate. You'll never believe this.
One time I dropped the key. I opened the lockbox and took the key out, and it didn't have a key ring on it. I kind of hate it when people do that. It needs to have something to have good grip,
I
because if
agree.
you got one little key and you
could
shake it
lose
out,
it.
it fell out of my hand it was on a deck, and right between the deck board, boom, gone. And there was no way to get under the deck. It was like low to the ground. And I was like, oh gosh.
Have you ever come home
I had to
from
call the listing
showing
agent.
a bunch of houses, Jordan? You've shown like a ton of houses, like say like 8, and you have like some random.
And then you're like, which one?
Did I show that's missing a key in the lockbox?
I have not actually ever
That's happened to
taken
me
one
several
home,
times.
but I have
Mhm.
walked to my car and literally got in my car with the lockbox thing in my hand. And I'm like, oh, I got to go put that back. Cause it's easy to confuse the lockbox little
is.
holder,
Right.
as your phone or something. You're always juggling around things, keys, phones, lockbox containers, flyers and stuff
Right.
like that.
Luckily, I
Garage
have a
door
purse.
openers.
You
Yeah.
could get
No,
a
I
purse.
just have a, no,
You could totally get one.
I'll rock a fanny pack.
Yeah.
I have a fanny pack, or I had a fanny pack. I think I got rid of it. That looked like a beer belly that hangs out of the bottom of a shirt.
That's going to get you a lot of clients.
A lot of leads.
A lot of
Yeah.
leads are going to come in on that one.
Mhm.
Purses, over the shoulder, crossbody.
That's probably how you end up
as a
taking people's
realtor.
keys home. You accidentally put them in your purse and you just wind up with it at home.
One time I did take some duplex keys home, and then the next realtor was in line to show it.
Couldn't-
And then the listing agent called me and was like, Sarah, you're the last to show it. Where are those keys? And I was like, I don't have them. She's wrong. And then I rechecked the jacket, and I sure enough had them. So then I had to haul butt over to get them
back
to
there.
her.
Oh my
Yeah, and I
gosh.
felt bad. And I also had to say, you know what? You're right. You're right.
Sometimes it happens.
It does. Would you rather accidentally hit reply all or accidentally go live on social media during a breakdown?
This is a better question for you because I don't really have breakdowns,
Oh,
but I could I would probably be one to accidentally reply all
Mhm.
and speak my mind on something. I don't usually rant in emails, but I've been a little bit
Spicy?
spicy or sassy in an email before to a lender. Recently, I had to be a little bit firm and
Sometimes you have to,
call them out.
right?
But I mean, that wasn't a situation where I replied all. If I replied all talking shit about people, I feel like that happens to me more in a group text. And I don't realize that somebody's in the group text that I was actually going to say something about. Oh, sorry about
I
that.
think I've accidentally texted the wrong person before. Definitely something embarrassing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
One time I accidentally texted Haley Larson and said, hey, babe.
One time
She just laughed. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. That was not supposed to say babe. I don't know how that fat finger texted that and then auto-corrected. Oops.
I've accidentally
She thought it was
sent-
funny.
Yeah, I know that is really funny. I've accidentally sent something totally wrong to Joanne. Instead of asking about how did that condo showing go, it was how did that condom showing go? And I'm like,
No.
what in the heck? That is not even what.
Oh,
the heck?
Joanne.
And Joanne is just such a sweet lady. She's just what the holy hell, Sarah?
Oh my God.
Oh man, there's another one that I sent her too, and she just shook her head at me.
So would you rather show 15 homes to buyers who hate them all, or have clients fall in love with the first house but then lose it in a bidding war?
I'd rather.
I feel like you've recently showed at least 15 houses to clients who hated them all.
Probably more than that. And it's not so much that they hated them. It was just like it wasn't the perfect right fit for them.
But like the one thing that stood out made them like
Oh,
really
yeah,
just like it was like
just
the
like-
deal breaker.
For
Yeah.
sure. And I've done that, like, that I have challenging things, basically if it's not hard, it's not coming my way as far as what I deal with in real estate. I seem to get some
Yeah.
hard ones.
No, you
And-
definitely have had your fair share. Let's hope you get some
Yeah,
easy ones.
Thank you. I'm pretty empathetic and I really love the people that I work with. They become like family to me. But you're right. That one I probably showed like 28 houses. And sometimes people,
Yeah.
like, I think that people think like, oh, real estate, a realtor is going to show like 5 houses and those clients are going to pick from those 5 houses. Sometimes it could take 2 years for them to find the right house.
I feel like, you know what? Here's the true goal. If a realtor is doing a good job and the clients know what their needs and wants are, you shouldn't have to see a lot of homes.
Right.
Because I really don't like I'm not in the business to just open doors for the sake of opening doors, to be intentional. And so like really, if you are wanting to find a particular home, you shouldn't be looking at just any and all homes unless like you're really motivated and eager and willing to settle for something.
Yeah.
But like if you know what you want and you're realistic with your price, you shouldn't have to see a lot of homes to find what you like, right? Don't you
It's
feel
true.
like-
It's true. But there's some people that they're not quite sure what they like, or over
They have
time
to
their
figure it out.
opinions
Yeah,
change.
that's true. That is true.
There's buyers are liars. I've had circumstances where they're like, we want to live in the country. We don't want any neighbors. Oh, heck no. And then they move into,
Like a haven
Marsh
home.
Chestnut area.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, whoa, I thought you said you wanted acreage. You wanted to be out in Terrace Heights. And they're like, we changed our mind.
Yeah.
I want to live, my favorite part of Yakima, which I'm a little biased, but I love Craftsman homes. I love old homes.
History
You
and
know that
yes,
about me.
the
I'm
character.
a big fan. Just really, I love that community. I love being able to walk to Franklin Park. And I like to look at old houses too.
You do? Yeah. No, and I love that neighborhood too, but it's funny how we're different in the sense that like it's not for me.
Mhm.
Like I love the neighborhood, but I don't think I could ever live in that neighborhood.
Oh, I've lived
I
in-
grew up in newer construction homes. Both of my parents built their homes.
Right.
And so, but my home is a 60s home. And I feel like I'm good with that era, but I'm not like the centennial, 1920s. I love the looks. It's not for
But
me.
I also love a good end of the era 1970s home.
Mid-century, modern.
Yeah,
That's kind of like what mine is. Yeah.
I love your house.
Essentially, I love them.
I like a good daylight basement.
Way better than a regular basement. I feel like
Sure.
there's more light in there. That's the way I see it, anyways.
I like all the retroness too, and the built-in intercoms on the wall and all.
Oh,
that.
yeah. They look a lot of character back
Mhm.
then, too.
I made some mistakes though going into houses that my friends have bought that are kind of like in that retro era where I'm like,
Yeah.
I love this look of the wallpaper in the bathroom and all of this. And then the wife is like, please don't say that, Sarah, because I hate it. Please don't
You know
encourage
what?
my husband to keep it.
Speaking of wallpaper and bathrooms, I showed a condo not long ago. It might still be on the market, and it was a 55 plus condo, but it had wallpaper in the bathroom that was felt, and it was like
Right.
soft. And I was like, oh, it's trapping in all that bacteria. But man, that was the coolest wallpaper. I would have kept that, even though the bacteria was probably like nasty.
I remember showing a house and it was purple velvet wallpaper with this chandelier. And it totally reminded me of the Prince song Purple Rain. I think I took a picture of it and posted
That would've been your
stories,
story.
Purple Rain.
That is awesome.
Would you rather have your entire CRM delete itself or your calendar disappeared?
Okay, so CRM is like your database. This is like where I keep track of people. Like if I'm going to send out a list of Christmas cards or something, that's my CRM. And so when I track new clients, I take their contact info, put it into the CRM so I can manage my database. Would I rather lose that or delete it, or would I rather delete my entire calendar?
Yeah.
Well, here's a little piece of truth. I'm not the best at my calendar, so I'd rather delete
I
that.
already knew the answer.
Yeah, my CRM would be sad. I guess let's just imagine if I lost my phone. That'd be like losing my CRM. I mean, I do have my database on the computer, but I have way more contacts on my phone. That would be the worst.
Oh, any heart attacks over losing my phone or my phone not working, just because it's like it holds like all of our clients, like everything.
Yeah,
That'd be a total bummer.
it would be. Would you rather explain earnest money 100 times a day or hear from a client Zillow says in every conversation? Zillow
I
says
just got done explaining earnest money in depth.
earnest
Do it
money
again.
takes a long time to
It does.
explain.
And people are like, well, why don't you need to do it? I'm like, it's just a good faith effort, basically. And I
Yes.
do the little spiel.
But you have to talk about like how you could potentially lose it. It's money you're willing to risk and
Right.
who holds
All
it
that.
and what contingencies
and how
protect
you're
it.
going to get it back. And you
Yeah.
only have like this amount of time to. I mean, there's a lot that goes into that for sure. But I cannot stand when people say Zillow says this, Zillow says. But did Zillow actually send somebody personally out to the house to assess the condition of the house, to look at the house, to see what the house looks like, smells like, feels like? All of the comparable properties. Do they know the
Yeah.
market? Does Zillow know what's going on in Yakima, Washington as far as real estate goes? The
Yeah.
answer is no. Zillow is not a person. Zillow is not a breathing entity. So yeah, I really get fed up with the Zillow says.
So which one would you rather then? Explaining earnest money?
Oh, I'll explain that earnest money until I'm blue in the
100
face
times a day.
100 times.
Good thing you like to talk to people at open houses.
I sure do.
Shouldn't be that hard
love it.
then.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I think it has even come up at an open house when earnest money is in the
Oh, I'm
process
sure.
of buying a home.
I'm sure.
For you, Jordan, let's see. Would you rather only sell tiny homes or only sell 10,000 square foot mansions?
Oh, easy. I would rather sell 10,000 square foot mansions because I'd probably only need to sell a couple of those a year and be good to go. But the truth is, I sell a lot of mobile homes and parks, and so do you. So we practically already sell a lot of like tiny homes.
Right here. If you're looking for a nice, clean, manufactured home
In a
that is
park.
55 or older in Yakima near Chesterley Park, there are 2 available in Laura Lee.
And they have really great park rent rates compared to other communities.
Full point.
Yes. What is it, $425?
It's between $425 and $450 depending on the lease and how long the person's been there. But honestly, it pays water, sewage, garbage, and both of the manufactured homes that I have are in great shape and they're very clean.
They
One
are.
of them even comes with its own garden space.
And they both have carports for
Yeah,
2
they
cars
do.
that can fit 1 or 2 cars under there. Probably 1.
Yeah, but good
But-
private ownership.
Yes. In the park, the houses are not like too close together. It's very well maintained. Now, I have one that's listed in a 55 plus park called Broadmoor Park on 55 West Washington Ave, unit number 177, listed for $55,000. But the park rent there is $840 a month. And that does include, that does not include the water, sewer, or garbage. That's on top of $840.
Oof. One other thing I would like to add about the Laura Lee Parks is that they're managed by somebody like locally here in Yakima, Washington, not a corporation out of California
Like
that
mine.
raises all of the lot rents for people who are on fixed incomes who don't deserve it, quite frankly, and it's awful.
Yeah.
I've also had manufactured homes listed in Leisure Hill. Same thing. And
Corporation or local owner?
It's a corporation, but also it's like they're in the upwards of like 700 and rising, and it's a senior park, and those poor seniors.
They have
They're
fixed Social Security,
literally.
yeah.
I sold 2, I think, last year where they had to move because they could not afford to live there anymore.
Right.
It's
That's
just
what I'm
not,
selling right
it's
now.
not cool.
They can't afford it. Yeah.
Nope. But
It's
mine are
really
also
sad.
located next to Chesterley Park. Great walking, great amenities nearby. I mean, I could just go on and on.
Somebody find Sarah a couple buyers for these manufactured homes because they are great. She's not just trying to fluff it up. She's being completely honest.
They had price reductions, and I care about my sellers as
They
we
both
do.
did yesterday.
Yeah,
huh?
we both did.
Yes. That's awesome. So I would rather sell 10,000 square foot mansions though, because I mean, those would probably get some pretty good commission checks and I'd only need to sell a couple a year. And then the rest of the year I could just do podcasts.
All day long.
Yeah. About 10,000 square foot mansions.
Those little tiny homes are like really cute though. They're just my size.
You just have to sell a lot of them.
A lot of them.
Yeah.
A lot of them.
Okay. Would you rather accidentally call your client mom or bestie?
Oh man.
Bestie's easy. You could
I
call
would
him that
probably be like
easy. but
bestie because I call people babe. I mean, bestie would be fine, but not mom.
Should change that question. Would you rather call your client, I was going to say mom or a bitch?
Oh man.
Bestie would be easy. Anybody can call somebody a bestie. But would
Yeah.
you ever call
Oh,
your client a bitch to their face?
never in a million years.
That would be bad.
I have thoughts and feelings, and I have refrained from saying things, and that's kind of difficult for me sometimes.
Yeah, I bet. You do have to
But
bite your tongue.
I have bit my tongue. I have actually been. I think the worst that was ever said to me is I was covering for, I was covering for a pretty well-to-do realtor in our brokerage, and her clients were some of the
Mm.
hardest ones I've ever had. Remember the wife, and she's a wife of a doctor. Pretty entitled lady, I hate to admit it, but she told me to shut up and do what I was told when it
Mm.
came to an inspection response, a last minute inspection response
Wow,
that was
I
like
remember
down.
that.
Remember that? It was like down to the minutes that this inspection response was due, or these buyers were going to lose their earnest money. And it was a big house. It was a big sale.
Yeah.
But yeah, I couldn't believe it. She told me just basically to shut up and do what I was told. And I remember telling her that she was not going to talk to me like that, and that she can now talk to my designated broker from now on.
Yeah. Wow.
But
And you weren't even their like actual realtor. You're just
no.
covering. You're just doing somebody else a favor.
And then her husband called me up the next day and was like, "I'm really sorry for how my wife talked to you. She was
Wow.
under a lot of stress and pressure." And that's the other thing about real estate, honestly, is it's emotional roller coaster. It's
is.
hard, but
It is. It's hard to
sometimes
not let your emotions get into the mix
right,
too.
you can't
But
take it
when
personally.
people like emotionally
Mm,
attack you back, which does
right, it
happen,
does.
it's really hard for you to not like let that get through, Like you gotta have a shield, but at the same time, like they're
Right.
trying to get under your skin and be insulting. Yeah, it's
Mhm.
just crazy. But that probably happens in like every job a little bit. People are always gonna be unhappy in every industry. Would you rather have a showing that smells like cats or burnt fish in a house?
Burnt fish.
Or let's just go with fish.
Oh my
Fish
word.
or cats. What?
Oh my
I
goodness.
guess if you had to sell a house,
Well,
which one of those two?
it's like they're both horrible, but there's nothing you can't get out of a house worse than cat piss.
I
I'll
don't know.
tell you what.
It's like cat pee or smoke. Like those are the
Oh
hardest
my
things to get rid of.
goodness. They're a combination of both. That hoarded. I've had a couple of hoarded houses
Some stinky homes. I've had some stinky
mhm,
homes for
where
sure.
I've had to call Chris and get him to haul out all of the hoard
Oh,
piles. Remember?
yes.
Yeah.
Wasn't that one that was a rental?
It was a rental. It was a
Yes.
rental for 18 years of being hoarded by the tenant. Definitely, if it were me, it's like I would go with the burnt fish. I know that sounds terrible over cat pee any day of the week. I feel like like us as realtors, the ammonia of cat urine.
It burns your
I
eye.
mean, my cousin, I showed her a house. This wasn't that long ago. And the only reason she didn't want to write an offer on it is that there was a laundry room where the cats were housed that reeked like your eyes are watering of cat urine. It's still on the market. I
That's
actually
crazy.
looked the other day and it is, but
Wow. I think a fish smell could get out pretty easy
yeah,
because somebody would have had to like cook fish and burn it for it to stink. But like, what else would that be coming from?
I don't know.
A fish stink?
Gross.
Who knows? You know what? I actually I watched a show once or like a movie. What was it? I think it was a show where they're like trying to sabotage somebody that was buying this house or something, and they put fish inside of the curtain rods. So they couldn't find it for like weeks,
Oh,
a month. And it stunk up the house like really bad. And they were trying to figure out where the smell is coming from, but it was like jammed in the curtain rods. If you guys remember what movie or show this is, I don't know where I saw this. I think it was like, it wasn't real. It's not like reality. I'm sure maybe somebody's done this, but
I know
This
it. It's
happens
a
somewhere.
comedy. No, no. In real life, though, when I was fairly new in real estate, Joanne Moulton, she had a house listed, and I went over there to take some pictures and meet the sellers. I think she was out of town or something, and they told me a story when they bought the house that the people didn't want to sell the house. So in the basement, there was an area where they dug out like a hole and put in buckets of dog crap from the backyard. And then just called it a day and then covered the hole, and it was festering down there.
Ah,
And they were like, "You'll never believe," because when I went downstairs to take the pictures in the basement, they were like, "This is what happened to us when we moved in here."
oh gosh.
And I'm just like, who does that? But I have definitely seen some sabotaging happening where people don't
Yeah.
want to sell the house or the tenants don't want the house to be sold.
That's
And we all
crazy. And
together.
tenants definitely do sabotaging sometimes.
Oh, big time. I think we could do like a whole episode with tenant sabotage.
Yeah. Stay
'Cause
tuned for that one, you
'cause I
guys. We'll have you
definitely
back.
have been there for that.
That's
And I've
crazy.
even like honed in on it and been like, I know what you're doing, but I
Yeah.
don't like it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell my buyer as soon as we get outside exactly what I know you're doing.
I've definitely shown like duplexes or something before where the tenants are home and obviously they make it dark in there. They don't clean up. They
Mhm.
cook something that stinks right before the showing. And they just sit there awkwardly and stare at you as you walk through the home. Like,
Better yet, Jordan, they'll pick out like everything wrong with the house and be like, did you know this? And this, and
Yeah.
this, and this is wrong with the house. And I told the seller like 6
Yeah.
months ago and they never fixed it.
yep.
And when you come in and it's like dark as night in there and they've got blankets over the windows. and,
Yes.
I mean, like all of like their paraphernalia is sitting out and it reeks like marijuana and
Yeah.
cigarettes. And I mean, the list goes on and on.
So one time I showed a home that was listed on 29th Ave across Summit View from you. Okay. Like a block and a half away. Um, Gosh, I don't remember who the listing agent was, but it was a fixer-upper. And I could not get this lockbox open. Like it would not open. There was something wrong with it. And so the listing agent was like, no, it works. And I was just like, I can't, like, I literally could not get it open. So I crawled through the doggy door of the house. It was occupied by tenants, but not at the time. Like they weren't home. I crawled through the doggy door, got in there, opened it up, went inside. There were like dishes piled high, ants all over the counter, like ants everywhere. And there were like a lot of drug paraphernalia around the house, like pipes and stuff, and like a lot of boxes of brand new like iPhones and Apple products, which is really weird. I was like, what are these guys doing with this kind of stuff? But I went into the garage, which was like a detached garage, kind of like the historic home style, right? Detached garage, single car garage, but it had been like fully finished on the inside. And I kid you not, there are a bunch of chairs sitting around with a table with a mirror on it with cocaine.
Oh,
All the cocaine spread out. Crawl through a doggy door to get in here and witness all the ants and stuff. Like this house was nasty, nasty.
was.
And the yard was overgrown. I could tell at one point this house was a beautiful home back in the day, but not for a very long time. And it was way overpriced, sat on the market for a while. Oh, actually, I just remembered who the listing agent is, and I won't tell everybody on camera, but I could tell you later. But
yeah, please do.
it'll
I'm
be,
curious. I
it's
wonder if I
fitting.
could guess.
It's fitting.
I bet I could.
But anyway, there was definitely cocaine powder. The lines were obviously snorted, but you could just see like the cocaine powder and smudging all over the mirror with little straws, everything.
Oh,
Yeah.
so they're having one heck of a party. I was gonna say though that um, when it comes to photos on the internet of listings, like if you see a house, hey, I'm interested in a house, and there's only like 3 pictures, it's a tall tale
It's
sign
probably a
that
sign.
there's something going on in the house.
Yes, unless it's new construction and it's just like a sketch of the
Right.
front of the home. If it's just
A lot of buyers are like, how come there's like 3 pictures about
because they don't want to show you the rest, which is
it's not good.
probably a good reason to maybe pass on this one.
It's
That's so
also
funny.
like times where you can get totally catfished by the photos, and then you show up and the house is nothing like the photos.
Yeah,
That's happened too before.
yeah.
What's the next one here, friend? Would you rather have clients who text only after midnight or
Mm.
only before 6 a.m.?
Oh gosh.
I feel like I deal with this all the time.
Only after midnight or only before 6 a.m. Well, either way, I'm probably not not gonna respond to them right away. I feel like if it's after midnight, I'll probably wake up and hear it because I'm a deep sleeper like in the early morning. I'm a light sleeper like through the middle of the night. So I would probably see it. And actually sometimes that does happen. And I actually respond sometimes. And they're just like, sorry to text you late. And I'm just like, it's fine. But if I get a text at like 4 or 5 or 6 a.m., I usually don't see it until I'm up. And I usually don't get up till like around 7. So I guess I'd rather them text me after midnight because there's a chance I might respond. Crazy.
Mine is probably like I'd rather early bird like start texting me at 6 a.m. People do it anyways.
What if they wake you up? Does that piss?
Wait, I'm usually up. Like I
Well,
get up real early. You know that.
I just feel like if somebody woke me up, I would be like, if it did wake me up, it would bother me.
Right.
I feel like it's
Right.
starting the day off on the wrong foot.
Absolutely.
So-
But I was also told that you said like, and I don't abide by this, but my mentor Joanne would be like, you're allowing them to message you, and by answering them back, your clients, you're giving them
Right.
the green light that you're going to answer them back. But
Yeah.
it's like I can't help myself.
You're
If I
not
have a
setting boundaries,
question-
Sam.
Yeah, if I have a question and I see it and I can get to it, I'll answer it.
I mean, and sometimes I look at them in the middle of the night. If a mom comes in, if it's a stupid question, I'm going to let it wait.
Yeah,
I'm just going to be like, that really did not need to come in right now, but I'll let it wait. But
Well, I have a little notepad next to my nightstand where like literally things come to me in the middle of the night and I like write down like, remember to do this, Sarah. Remember to
that's
text
good.
so and so back.
Yeah, I usually will tell my phone to just set a reminder sometimes in the middle of the night. But here's a PSA for everybody. If you don't know this already, at least on iPhones, you can schedule a text to send. And I think that's a really good idea. And then that way there's no hard feelings and boundaries are still set on both sides. But anyways, I thought it was super fun to have you here today.
Thank you so
And
much.
I know
for
we didn't get
having
through a
me.
whole list. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to do a part 2 when Priscilla's back, because I'm sure Priscilla has a lot of stories. We've actually shared a lot of stories through this. This has brought up a lot of like memories, about cocaine and stuff, showings. But I think that it would be really fun to have Priscilla back for a part 2 on this. So thank you for joining me.
Thank you so much, Jordan.
Absolutely. It was fun to hang out with you.
Great. Anytime.
All right, stay tuned for next week, you guys. We'll have Priscilla. We'll do a part 2 of Would You Rather Real Estate Edition. And I want to hear from you guys below in the comments. What did you think was the most interesting thing about this podcast episode today? Was there something that you want us to elaborate more on? Maybe some more stories? Should we fire some names off? Just kidding.
So many stories. I should
Yeah.
think of some really top 10 stories in real estate to share.
And then we can change some of our
Mhm.
questions to be able to explain some of those next week. That'd be funny.
That'd be great. I
Yeah.
love that.
All right. Well, thank you for watching. You know the drill. Like, comment, share, follow, subscribe. It really means a lot to us when you comment or share. So please do that and let us know if you have any questions and tell us what you want to see next.
Thanks
Thanks for
Jordan.
watching.
Thanks.
Thanks, Sarah.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.